When I was 13, I went home and told my dad that I wanted to make the world a better place to live, and I wanted to get purebred heifers so I could make the world. The truth of the matter is, I had noticed at the county fair that the girls that were showing purebred Angus heifers wore tighter jeans and were a lot better looking than the girls that were showing steers, and way better looking than the girls showing pigs. So what I really wanted was a little action at the tie-out. Well, Dad pretended like he believed me, and I bought my 2 heifers, and they were sunbeams, and they were show heifers. In fact, one of them was grand champion of the Angus heifer at the Thiel. When we were out looking at these heifers, my dad decided that he had bought another 80 acres that was really rough, and that he would get start a cow herd too. And he bought 40 Angus heifers that were an embarrassment to me. They were big old Earl Marshall cattle that were big and gangly and didn't meet the standards of the belt buckle cattle those days, because my dad had this ridiculous idea. He thought that the purebred heifers and cows should be the ones that would produce the best steer in a feedlot. And I explained to him about balance, about phenotypes. Didn't even call them phenotypes; they would call them type back then, and the necessity of pedigrees and show ring weddings and so on. And I wouldn't even run by this time I'm up to three purebreds. I wouldn't even run them with my dad's cows because I was so embarrassed. The year after I won the county fair with my heifer, which would have been 53, I think, my heifer had this really tremendous bull calf. Thick, blocky, short-legged. He has as much width between his eyes as he did from his nose to the top of his head, and I was so proud of him. And this bull calf at about a couple months of age seemed to quit growing, and the calf kept getting worse. And we had an extension director, Ivan Johannes, that flew B-29s in World War II over Germany. And the rate of those people that started the war and ended up still alive was your chances were about 1 in 4 of making that. One day, any scare left in Ivan Johannes. So at age 13 or 14, he takes me to Iowa State, and Dr. J. Lush took me under his wing and explained to me what simple autosomal recessives was. And J. Lush is to genetics what Einstein is to physics. And he instilled in me this passion to learn about genetics. Dr. Lush suggested that we breed our herd bulls back to their own daughters. We had 4 herd bulls, 3 of which had clean pedigrees, and 1 of which was sired by a carrier bull. The only bull that was not a carrier of snorter dwarfism was the one with the dirty pedigree. Everyone knew you could not sell bulls with dirty pedigrees. Everyone knew that. Everyone but my dad. And so that year we kept 3 bulls out of Page Lemur S101, and I wrote my first ad. I go to the Greenfield paper, and I wasn't going to put my bulls in a want ad. I wanted a display ad. And I run my ad, for sale, 4 bulls, guaranteed not to sire dwarfs. We were eating lunch that Thursday when the Free Press came out. We looked out of the yard, and the yard was filling up full of cars and a few pickups. And at the time, I took all the credit for this in my own mind. And I thought that I was so smart because I knew Dr. Lush and I did this whole thing. What I realized afterwards is the real reason that yard filled up with pickups is because whenever Merrill Nichols said, that's the way it was. His word was worth more than 20 pages of contracts. It completely changed my life, so for the rest of my life, any decisions I made genetically was focused towards the cattle feeder and the cattle producers, and I never have departed from that. And my dad reminded me, is sell them weight times the money. And anything you do that detracts from weight times the money is probably wrong.